Punching, kicking, delivering pizza, working out, punching, fighting crime, and punching again. I spent 100 days becoming the ultimate boxing champion in Punch Club. We start with a brief cutscene of our hero's tragic past, where my dad, a karate master, is shot down in his prime in the street by a red-eyed man. We promise him that we will train to become a better fighter than he was, and the game kicks off. I wake up from my expository nightmare on day 1, and my objective is to get to work. Before that, I manage to squeeze in a few push-ups and I eat a frozen pizza. Before I can even make it to work, these two cheeky buggers pull up and try to mug me. I decide to stand my ground, but my opponent Big Bo promptly bonks me with his bat and he makes off with my wallet. After getting beaten up in the street, I meet Mick. Mick is an ex-boxing coach, but before he will train me, I have to prove myself in the amateur league at Silver's gym. I join the gym and Silver offers to spar me. However, I decline this offer as my feelings are still quite hurt from Big Bo. I do sign up for my first rookie league fight and I hit the gym. Training earns me experience for 3 different skills depending on whether I'm doing a weight, endurance, or agility based exercise, but for now I just hit the bench before I end the day. I wake up on day 2 only to remember that I'm poor and hungry. I remember Mick's offer from earlier where he said if I'm ever in trouble he'll feed me, so I head to Mick's house for some food. I work in a day 3 and then catch a bus to the store where I meet Apu. I buy some steaks and energy drinks before eating everything and heading to the gym for my first fight. Now, the way combat works in this game is before each round of the fight, I select the skills that I want my character to use. He will then automatically cycle through these moves for the round. The green bar up the top is my health bar, and under that green bar is my stamina bar. Each move requires stamina, and getting hit will drain my stamina. If the bar reaches 0, I will get knocked down and take huge damage. Anyway, I take the W on my first fight, and I head back to the gym for the rest of day 3 and 4. When I arrive home at the end of day 4, I find that someone has left me a fighting guide. I briefly skip through it, and then remember that reading is for nerds, and I decide that I'll just wing my training. Day 5 is spent working and buying as many pizzas as I can from Apu. After buying all of Apu's pizzas on day 7, he tells me that if I like pizza so much, maybe I should just go and get a job at the nearby pizza shop. Keeping his advice in mind, I decide to head home. Before I can get some rest, I see a green glowing suitcase in my living room. Now, instead of calling the police bomb unit, I decide to check it out. The suitcase shows a green digital version of the map, but I don't really understand it, so I just decide to leave it alone. Day 8 comes around, I head to the gym to train for tomorrow's fight. While I'm there, I meet a guy who tells me about an underground fighting league in the warehouse across town. Keeping that in mind, I push through training into day 9. I return home on day 9 to see that weird suitcase directing me to go see Apu at the Quickie Mart. I arrive at the grocery store to find the place a mess. Some thieves have taken the cat food and there's a pink goo all over the floor. Apu tells me that robbers wearing animal masks were responsible. Anyway, I head to my first fight and I'm matched against Song Mo. This one was a tight one, but I ended up with my first loss. Defeated, I decided to head to the pizza store and meet Casey, who gave me a job as a delivery driver. Now, this job was lower paying than my labor job, but the trade-off was that I could work longer and I felt like I finished the job just the tiniest bit faster. I delivered pizzas in 30 minutes or less throughout the rest of day 9 and most of 10, ending up with a huge $107 to my name. I wake up on day 11 and decide that it's cardio day today, so I hit the gym. After my workout, I'm starving again, so I go see Mick for some more free food. He tells me that this will be the last time that he's going to help me. But with some food in my belly, I finally get the chance to check out the Ultimate Fighting Warehouse, where my first matchup is against Fearsome Fred. Fred gave me a beatdown in round 1, but I managed to pull it back in rounds 2 and 3, finishing him in the 4th round. This triggers a cutscene where it shows a familiar man with a red eye watching me fight. Anyway, I head back to the pizza shop and Casey offers me some of his special pizza. Somehow, I end up in a sewer brawl against a legally safe knockoff of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This karate crocodile beats me, but I vow my revenge. I'm teleported back to the pizza shop and I get back to work. Day 12 is spent delivering pizzas and nearly all of day 13 is spent leveling up my stamina. I stop by the grocery store at the end of the day to find Apu being robbed again. This time, I'm here to help. I beat up the would-be thief and save the day. Day 14, I go back to work, and day 15, I take my revenge against Song Mo and finally move up to 11th place on the boxing ladder. I celebrate with a workout and spend my skill point learning the uppercut, which will surely help me knock a few more people out. I decided to check out the new sports store, a new location on my map where I can buy new equipment to make my own home garage gym. However, at the moment, I'm too poor to afford any of it, so I head off to work delivering pizzas. I spend day 16 pumping iron, and I'm back to grinding pizzas on day 17. Day 18 is fight day again, and I face off against my new opponent, Hexor. I promptly beat his ass and meet Roy. Roy invites me out drinking, and afterwards, I run into Tyler Durden from that movie that we're not supposed to talk about. Tyler gives me quests for street fights, and the first of which I quickly lose. I pop in for a shift of pizza delivery before my magic briefcase tells me I'm needed at the sports store. I meet the doctor at the sports store who tells me that the same thieves responsible for the robbery at Apu's grocery store have stolen his laser. I head home and with no food, I decide to eat the rotten burger I found in the trash can at the bar. This immediately drains all of my health and I spend the entirety of day 19 recovering from a bad case of food poisoning. Day 20, I take on an ultimate fight against Jared. Now, Jared's going to become a recurring character in the story. He beats me up so bad in this fight that my legs are broken and I can no longer train. Because I have no insurance, I'm forced to deliver pizzas on my broken leg, but Casey tells me that there is a doctor who lives in Chinatown that will help me for a price. With no other choice, I finish up my shift and head to Chinatown, where I meet the local wizard who helps me for $70. I spend the rest of day 21 at work with the goal of saving up enough coin to buy some workout equipment. Day 22 is spent sleeping and playing video games to regain my stats. I spend day 24 making gains in the gym until I come home to find my nuclear briefcase summoning me again. This time, it sends me to the pier where we find another victim of the animal gang. Thus, I'm inspired to begin my superhero origin arc as the Dark Fist. Although crime fighter by night, I'm still pizza delivery boy by day and must fulfill my duties to deliver hot and fresh pizza wherever I am needed, which is how I spend days 25 through 30. This grind leaves me with a stack of cash in my wallet and I'm able to buy what is arguably the most important piece of equipment in any gym: a shitty bench press. After another celebratory workout in day 31, it seems that the Dark Fist has been summoned to a nearby biker camp. Here we discover that someone is stealing all their friendly doggos, a serious crime for which I cannot just stand idly by. I agree to help the bikers ambush the would-be puppy thieves and we lie in wait. When our suspect arrives though, my apparent allies stand by and watch me get beaten senseless by the pigman. Day 32 is spent recovering from my beating and watching TV and patting my cat, who I've decided to name Maxwell. Day 33 is fight day against Dragon Ray, where I realize that my lazy workout routine and poor eating habits have made me soft. I take the L and Silver lets me in on a secret that our mate the doctor actually sells steroids that we can use to cheat our way to victory. Day 34 is spent delivering pizzas and day 35 I'm hitting the bench. Day 36, I spend all my money on frozen pizza. Day 37 through day 38, I'm hitting the bench, squatting, running, jumping, and doing everything I can to maintain my stats naturally. Fight day comes around on day 39, and although I have a huge lead at the start, I manage to blow it in the later rounds and take yet another loss. It's day 40, and I'm still convinced that I can win my next fight as a natty, so I hit Silver's gym all day. Day 41, Jared gives me a concussion, but it's not all bad. I've managed to save up enough skill points to gain muscle memory. This perk stops my strength from degrading below level 4, which is huge. Day 42 and I'm fighting at Silver's again, getting another win under my belt. The next day is spent at work, where I'm saving up for my next piece of equipment. Day 44, I unsuccessfully attempt to get my revenge against Jared, and then I spend the rest of the day shamefully delivering pizza. I've decided that I've had enough of losing, so I go and buy steroids from the doctor. The doc gave me 3 choices of potions. Continuing with my strength build, I decided to take the strength potion. This boosted my strength to level 7 and I quickly annihilate my opponent in the ring. I guess that's Milky 1 and USADA 0. Afterwards, I see Roy again. He compliments me on my natural fighting skills and invites me over to his house to meet his sister. I'm having a beer with Roy when he mentions that I should go and talk to his sister Adrian. I chat her up and give her the riz before Roy lets me know that his sister absolutely loves flowers and that maybe I should try get her some. But before I do that, me and Roy head to the bar for a night of drinking, and I managed to come home with $50 for successfully smashing a bottle over my head. I squeeze in a quick workout on day 46 before heading to work. Day 47, Jared beats me up again. I realize that the main reason I'm losing is because I keep running out of stamina. So from this point, I'm going to try and increase my stamina so I have a better chance in later rounds. I don't have any time to train before my next fight on day 48, so I take another potion to increase my stamina. Beating Bob Dredson makes the score Milky 2 and USADA 0. I train through day 49, which gives me 2 agility and 4 stamina. With my new confidence, I head back to the biker camp on day 49, take on the pigman again, but I'm quickly humbled. Afterwards, I decide to pay Mick a visit in the hopes he'll feed me again. However, he politely told me to fuck off, so I did. I spend the next 2 days at work and picked up my next fight on day 52, during which I destroyed my opponent in the first round. I grinded through to day 54 at the pizza shop so that I could finally buy my next piece of equipment. Continuing my stamina arc, I buy the treadmill in hopes that I won't get gassed out by round 2 of every fight. I realized that this was a good choice, as in my next fight, where I had my opponent down bad early on. The only shot I could land after round 2 was on my desk. Heartbreaking. I spent the rest of day 54 in a pit of depression, but I couldn't miss work on day 55. Day 56 was maintenance day, where I slept, played video games, and visited Apu. Day 57 and 58 was spent working out at home with no real purpose in mind, but it did leave me with much better stats. I spent day 59 working for the man before fight day on day 60, where I absolutely rocked Bob Dredson. After that, I visited Roy and asked him to come train with me. But before he would do that, he asked me to help fix his car. Now, I'm not a mechanic, so the only thing I could really do was hit it with a hammer. After that surprisingly didn't work, I was back on the grind day 51 delivering pizza so that I could fuel my workout schedule. I proceeded to work out for 48 hours straight before my fight against a much weaker, slower opponent, which I lost. Again, this was upsetting to say the least. Afterwards, I acquired the Meat Runner perk to protect against stamina degradation. Now it's day 54, I have no money and barely enough food to eat, things are looking bad. Not wanting to get beaten up again, I delivered a few more pizzas and went to visit Roy's sister Adrian. She asked me to collect 6 flowers from around the city, the first one being in her yard. I find the second flower at the warehouse, the third at the bar, the fourth at Mick's house, the fifth at the pizza shop, and after looking around the whole city 3 times, number 6 was at my house. I go back to Roy's and successfully charm his sister with my flowers. I gain the love perk, which improves my training efficiency and lowers the frequency that I need to eat and sleep. After that little side quest, I sleep through day 66 until my next fight at Silvers, where I finally get another win under my belt. Day 67, I opt for a change of scenery and try working the construction job again. Doing this the second time, I realize that construction actually helps maintain my stats, and I swear that I'm earning money way more efficiently than before. I get a quick sleep in before day 69. Determined to win today's fight, I buy an agility potion from the Steroid Master and head down for the gym for some last minute training. I bring out the big damage moves for round 1, but end up getting too tired in the first round. I desperately tried to bring this back by using the most basic moves I had available, but the damage was already done. Getting knocked out again, I return home, curl up into a fetal position on the couch and cry for the rest of the day. Day 70 and I'm back on site getting paid when I get this message. It turns out all my steroid abuse has caught up to me and I'm now suffering with magic fever. This lowers my training efficiency drastically and now I need to eat more often and I tire faster. I'm hit with another bombshell on day 71 where Jared breaks my goddamn legs again, which compounds and makes my training even less efficient. To make things worse, I go to see my girlfriend in an attempt to receive the in-love buff, but she's not even interested in me because apparently I'm not spending enough time with her. I have another fight on day 71, and despite my broken legs and withdrawals, I get the W. I spend day 73, 74, and 75 getting cashed up at work before fight day. I enter my fight on day 76, and no, it can't be. I have to fight Roy, the Obi-Wan to my Anakin. And just like Revenge of the Sith, Roy beats me down and leaves me to die. I finish off the day by buying a speed bag from the sports store and more raw meat. Day 77, I stick a picture of Roy's fat fucking face to the speed bag and go to town. I angrily punch the bag well into day 78 before taking my rage out on Hexor in the ring. Day 79 and 80 are spent maintaining my fighter by going to work, buying more meat, sleeping, and a little bit of working out in between. With all my accrued skill points, I gain another perk against degradation before heading to the ring on day 81. With my patented tactic of punching the other guy in the face, I managed to pull off the win in round 4. Now, for anyone keeping count, I'm currently 8th in the league. My new goal before day 100 is to take at least 5th place. Day 82 is spent working the jackhammer, consuming protein, and resting. I work out day 83 ahead of my next fight, and this session lasts well into day 84. I then quickly deliver some pizzas before heading to the potion dealer to buff myself right before the fight. However, the potion dealer informs me that he's been kicked out of his mum's house and now wants to charge me $80 every time I want to cheat. Not having the cash, I unfortunately went into this fight clean, but I was blessed with a weak opponent who I crushed in round 3. I was on a money-making mission for day 85 and 86, and after stocking my fridge, I could finally afford an agility potion from the Magic Man. I finished the day by squeezing in more agility training, which led me to day 87, where I had amassed a huge 7 agility. This fight was a rematch against Roy, and this time I was ready. I went all out, selecting hard-hitting uppercuts and haymakers, and I managed to beat Roy down in round 2. This win finally got me 5th place in the league, and so one of my objectives was complete. I set myself 3 more objectives that I wanted to finish before day 100. I wanted to finally beat Jared down, I wanted a rematch against the Crocodile, and I wanted to beat the Pigman. After working day 88 and 89, I set out on day 90 for more steroids. This didn't help me though, as this guy had so many levels on me that I didn't even stand a chance. Not to be discouraged, I headed back to Roy's house and spent the next day fixing his car as a little side objective. By day 91, I still hadn't made any progress on the car, so I put it on the back burner for now. For now, the real objective I was focused on was getting my revenge on Jared. I took my power moveset in, and by the end of round 1, he only had 30 health. I played it safe for the next round to regain my stamina, which allowed Jared to catch up. With both of us down to health in the single digits, I brought out all the attack moves I had, and I finally gave Jared the beatdown that he deserved. I returned to Roy's for the rest of day 92, where we went out drinking in celebration of my victory. By day 93, I was flat broke, I had no food, and I couldn't work to earn money as I was too tired and hungry. The only thing I could think of was to turn to street fighting. I go talk to Tyler Durden and I get matched up against Bill Spark in a parking lot beatdown. I finished him off early but got no money for my effort. With nowhere left to go, I turn to my oldest friend Mick, but even he turns me away. At this point, I knew what needed to be done, but I didn't know if I had the strength to do it. Shamefully, I walked to the bar, stuck my hand in the trash can, and pulled out another rotten burger. I held off on eating it for the time being, and instead I tried my luck against the dog-stealing pigman again. And although I fought valiantly, I was still no match. Fortunately, I had a new idea. Maybe if I ate the special pizza from Casey, I could restore some hunger. I ate the spice pizza and was once again facing off with Bill the Crocodile. Despite the fact that Bill was stronger than me and was a fucking crocodile, I won. I returned to the overworld only to realize that my hunger levels had still not improved at all. With nothing left to do, I hit the bar with Roy and wake up to find my hunger had been restored, an absolutely huge victory for me. Day 95, I head to work so I can finally earn some money, which I once again spend on an agility potion. I have another ultimate fight, this time against Roy. Still angry from last time, he gives me a bad concussion. I head home for the rest of the day to get some rest. It takes all of day 96 to recover before my fight against Dragon Ray, who was clearly beating me until the last round, where I managed to chain knockdowns against him until I won. I work until day 99, which marks my last fight for the 100 days. Not holding back, I take my potion, which I find is now only half as effective. My final opponent is Gordon, who I absolutely destroy despite him being bigger and better. With my skill points, I buy the low kick and head to Roy's house where we sit down, have a beer, and watch the sunset on day 100. Anyway, that's all for my 100-day journey in Punch Club. A big thank you if you stuck around this far, leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you'd like to see more 100 days.